Happy, Deuce, Trey, the Year of Jordan, some other Chinese animal, moose, rat, bear, snake, rar, your zodiac, whatever else is percolating. I want to be like, oh, it's already been an intense year, but it really hasn't. I mean, I was watching that football game where DeMar Hamlin knocked out and they had to give him CPR. Well, you didn't see the CPR, but they were talking about it, and had me thinking, the whole cancel culture and how they just go after people. You don't see them like, canceling the NFL, but I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but it's just funny they pick and choose how they maneuver. I don't know what to expect this year. I think it'll be better than last year. Last year was whatever. Wasn't fantastic. Wasn't totally horrible. But that being what it was, this year can definitely be awesome and kick butt and take names. It's funny, dude, because the years they just whip and ride. No resolutions, but definitely trying to create more. I've been writing almost every day, making a beat a day. Basically, I think that's my happy spot. That's what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. If you want to be a writer, write. You want to be a musician, make music, right? You want to play basketball, be a basketball player, you got to play, right? So everything's as simple as that. Do what you want to do. For me, this, that, the other, it's always creating. And creating to help that, have to nourish your mind, eat well, get exercise, read, study other arts, and be exposed to situations, experiences, and then use that to create. So that's where we're at. Thinking with the creations, just weird. Once you know where you identify as an artist on that plane and what your capabilities are and where you fit in, like what I do is weird. It's definitely not like anything else. I stay in my lane. I've been doing that for this will be 25 years at least of creating music, and you get the whole constructive criticism. Everybody's got an idea on what and how to do stuff, and I just do what I do, and I know what that is. And once you get into the creating the sounds and writing, it's really interesting because you look at your peers and what they do, and it's not my flavor. I can't really do what I really like the stuff that I really, really like I just can't mock it. Not that I would want to, even if I could, but even if I wanted to mock it, I just couldn't get to that level. So then I come in with my stuff, and you do it long enough, you realize it's it's not pop. It's not going to be popular in that regard, which I don't care. I don't want it to be, but I love the process. Create. Share. Create, share. Booyah! Write a book. Heard nothing but amazing things about this book, so I had to give it a read. Under the Volcano by Malcom Lowry. And this is from the 30s. Yeah, 1938. Takes place in Mexico. And, right here it says masterpiece. Has a claim to being regarded as one of the 10 most consequential works of fiction produced in the 20th century. And so I was really pumped to read it. I find, unfortunately, whenever I get this hoopla on books, I don't lock in like that. So this is a good book, and it probably is great. So I figure I might have to reread it. But everybody's all about it. I kind of had that same deal with Catcher in the Rye. Had that same thing with some other things, and it just, I don't know. I was kind of sick when I was reading it, so I didn't read it super steady. But I don't think that affected it. While I was sick, it was almost like I didn't want to really read it because I wasn't vibing that much. But it is good. I just, they say masterpiece, and that's what I think, right? And then because of that, I read the book. I had to watch the movie Under the Volcano, right? The Criterion edition, a film by John Huston. And I thought maybe by seeing the movie, I'd get the book more, and not really. It's a good movie, but it's in the same realm as the book, so I don't know, dude. And then watching the special features, it definitely kind of goes into the importance of the book and how the director loved it and wanted to make magic with it. And there was actually a documentary on here, Notes from Under the Volcano, an hour-long documentary on the film's production. Oh wait, no. I didn't see that one. I saw, yeah, this one, Volcano: An Inquiry into the Life and Death of Malcolm Lowry, and it's like a documentary on the author's life, and that was wild because like he was like a rich kid and he went to these schools and was always picked on and like just fucking drank himself to death, and that's always interesting. And then shame on me because I swore I thought I had seen it, but I finally got around to seeing the Blade Runner, right? The original, and Blade Runner 2049 and the original, which both are magnificent. I had thought I saw the original Blade Runner. I know I've started it, and I never finished it, and I was always like, oh, I gotta see this. And then I thought like I loved it because I knew I'd love it, and so I watched them both back to back, and they're fun. They're great. They're fantastic. I love what they've done with it, and highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. And then, I guess I consider myself a Gaspar Noé super fan, so I've been getting all his movies, and I finally saw I Stand Alone, which is fucking nuts, dude. Fiercely intelligent, stunning, devastating, in the bowels of France. Viewers are advised that this film contains scenes of graphic sex and violence, and a plagued by racist, misogynist thoughts and a hair-triggered temper. Obviously, Gaspar Noé is insane, and his movies are insane, and this is no less fulfilling than the insanity that you would think from a Gaspar Noé film. This is old. It's from, it says 2001 here, but I think it came out in the 90s. And it stars somebody who's really, really interesting, Felipe Nahon. Now, I didn't really know who he was, but he's been in some other of his things, and since I've ordered all of Gaspar Noé's movies, I guess he'll probably be in an Irresistible, and he might be in Enter the Void, I don't know. But he's also in Carney, which I did not see, and so, like, whatever. I was enjoying that, and then randomly I picked up another movie, Calvaire, which translates to the ordeal, and this is, as it says here from Variety Magazine, splendidly creepy. And this is insane, right? So, this is filmed in Belgium. It's all in French. And Felipe Nahon's in it, which I randomly watched for this episode. And I didn't know he was in it, but he's one of the guys in it. And this movie's really good. Like, I found it, I think, at the thrift store. I saw it laying on my shelf. I was like, oh, I'll just put it on. And was blown away. It's so gnarly. More disturbing and transgressive than anything you'll see in any other recent horror. 88 minutes from 2004. This dude's like a singing magician or something, and his van breaks down. He stays at an inn, and then the dude's like complaining about how his wife left him, and basically he kidnaps him and turns him into his wife, shaves his head, puts him in a dress, and trots him around this little fucking village, and everybody's fucking calling him Gloria. But I don't know. It's just really well done. Highly recommended. Calvaire, The Ordeal. And then I'm always interested in these like little, low budget films. This is one I picked up a while ago called Threshold. It's basically only got 2 people in it, and it was filmed all on iPhones, and it's really good. It's kind of like a road adventure movie thriller type deal. Some bonds are stronger than blood, and really well done. Really cool that it was just done on cell phones, and I'd peep it if I were you. I liked it. And I've had forever been trying to watch everything I own, but never really heard of this, but when I read about it, I had to get it, and then I finally watched it. Tough Guys Don't Dance from Norman Mailer. A love story haunted by murder. Starring Ryan O'Neal, who is the driver from the original Driver. Isabella Rossellini, who I don't know, and Wings Hauser is in it. But it's really good. It's like a thriller. It takes place in the 80s in Massachusetts at the fingertips of some islands, and it's awesome, dude. It's really well put together, and I'm surprised it didn't catch on. But if you ever see it, peep it out. Tough Guys Don't Dance. And then had to catch up on my classics. I'd never seen this, so I just really wanted to. The Abyss. And I actually watched the special edition, or It came with two. It has the theatrical and then the one that's like almost 3 hours and 15 minutes. I watched that one, and it's okay. It wasn't as good as, again, I guess I got let down. It wasn't as good as I thought it would be. But it's cool. I mean, James Cameron can do no wrong, right? He's really good at what he does. And I have this on Blu-ray, which I didn't know, but I thought I only had it on DVD. So I watched The Getaway with Steve McQueen from Peckinpah, and it's great. Heist film, action, adventure, 70s. I loved it. It's fucking great, dude. Anything Peckinpah does, Steve McQueen is always good. And I would highly suggest it if you haven't seen it, especially if you're into heist films or 70s action or whatever, or if you're into Peckinpah or Steve McQueen. All those things, if you're into any of it, go watch it. You won't be disappointed. It's really well done. And I went to the theater. And I saw Babylon, and I liked it. I guess it's getting bad reviews, but I thought it was pretty awesome. So it's interesting, Hollywood kind of fiction materialized. But that being said, happy 2023. Try your hardest. Do your best. Read more books. Stay humble. Stay gracious. Podcast Jebuth. Wow.